everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a lovely day today. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a kind of subtle, easy, Valentine's Day glam. Now, obviously I'm pregnant, so I'm not going to be going out and, doing anything too crazy for Valentine's Day. Or one, I don't have the energy. Two, it's just, we can't go and have drinks and stuff like that. So I don't really need to be too glammed up this time for Valentine's Day, but I still want to make an effort, I feel like that's normal to want to make an effort. So this is the look that I kind of have in mind. It might change a little bit on the actual day, but this is what I'm thinking of. If you guys were interested in a Valentine's Day look that's super easy and, it looks like you made an effort, but realistically, not really, then this is the video for you. So if you enjoy this video, please leave a like, because that really does help me out, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss when I post new videos every Monday and Saturday. And with all that being said, let's get straight on in to the video. Okay, so I've zoomed you guys in a little because we're going to be starting on the eyes, and I have just carved out my eyebrows and I'm using a concealer as a tacky base for my eyeshadow. I was going to say concealer, I don't know why. I'm not going to do an eyebrow tutorial because you know how you like to do your brows. You do your brows how most makes you feel comfortable. And to be honest, I'm not even the best at brows, so we're not even going to get into that. But the palette I'm going to be using today is my Revolution and Soph eyeshadow palette, the original one, the first one. Mine is battered and actually broken. It's in my Pan That palette, so it's the palette that I'm most familiar with, which is why I want to use it, because I'm very familiar with this palette. So yeah, we don't want anything to go wrong on Valentine's Day. There's nothing worse than when your makeup goes wrong and it puts you in a bad mood. So we're not even going to risk that. So this is the palette I'm going to be using. And for starters, I'm going to be using this nudie shade. I swear it's called Cup of Tea, but I could be wrong because I've lost the insert. So I'm going to be using the nude shade on the top row, because it's got a tiny bit of a pinky undertone to it. So I think that will look really, really nice. And I'm taking that on a super fluffy brush, and I'm literally just going to pop this all over my lid and wing it out ever so slightly, but just very gently. And I'm just going to be taking super small amounts of this and just building it up gradually, because I don't want this shade to be too prominent. And then when I'm happy with the level of pigment, I'm just gonna start to run that through my crease and wing it out. And as you'll notice, I am using the end of the eyeshadow brush, and that's just so I get a softer blend rather than harsh edges. So just a super light dusting, but you can already see that has made a bit of a difference already. And again, I really don't want to go too far out with this because I don't want it to look too extreme. So then I'm going to take the pink shade on the last row, the very first shade. It's a ready toned pink, and I'm taking this on a kind of smaller fluffy brush so I can be a bit more precise with it. This is just a Real Techniques brush, but I have no idea what kind. And I just want to focus that mostly in a winged shape, but I'm not being too careful with it. But I don't want to take it too high up, and I want it to be quite smoky. I have kind of took that too far out, but I'm hoping I'll be able to sort that out with when I clean up at the end. And I'm just going to keep gradually building that shade up until I'm happy with it. I'm just going in with that previous brush, the big fluffy one, just to kind of help diffuse out that edge so that it's not too harsh. Just kind of like so. So you can see there's a little something going on. And now for the fun bit, I'm going to be taking on the third row, the last shade, the deep red shade. And I'm just going to create like a tiny wing. Like I don't want a massive wing. So I'm just going to be taking a angled liner brush. And when I do my liner, I always like to keep my eye kind of open because I have like a tiny bit of a hood. So I don't want the eyeliner to look like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like wobbly or anything like that. So I keep my eye open because I can see what it will look like when my eyes are open, because obviously I'm not going to have my eyes shut all the time. They're going to be mostly open. So I do my liner with my eyes like as open as I can. So it looks kind of like this. So it's really smoky, but like there's a little bit of drama llama going on, you know? I kind of wish, I'm not going to lie, I took that previous pink shade a tiny bit higher on my lid. So do I do that or shall I? I'll do the other eye before I decide whether or not I'm going to add any more pink to this eye. And then because it's Valentine's Day and I do want to make an effort, although I love this whole matte eye, I am going to add a bit of a shimmer. So on the first row, the fourth shade, there's like a pinky shimmer. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm just going to take that on my finger, and I don't want a ton of shimmer. I'm trying to do like a light dusting. So I'm going to start by patting that on my eye rather than swiping it, because I feel like that just gives like a light dusting. It's probably hard to see on camera, but in person it just looks like a, you know, a light dusting of a shimmer. I'm going to focus a tiny bit more in the centre of my eye just because that's going to open up the eye. And then I'm just going to go in with that really fluffy blending brush and just, you know, diffuse out the edges and help to dust that shimmer out a little. And now all that is left is for me to clean up the wing, and this is the hardest bit for me because I always mess this bit up. And little tip for when you're cleaning up your wings, make sure to like do little bits at a time. Don't go like too high up and swipe a load straight away, because that's when you usually end up ruining the wing, and then it's like a lot harder to sort out. Just getting rid of any extra eyeshadow on my under eye as well. Okay, I'm actually really happy with that. That's probably the best I've done a shadow wing ever in my life. I hope it goes this well on Valentine's Day. And I'm glad I didn't add any extra pink because I don't think it needs it. So now I'm just going to duplicate this on the other eye, and then I'll be right back to show you like what it looks like when it's all finished. Okay guys, I'm really sorry. You can probably see that I've moved on with a few steps in my routine. I don't know what's just happened. I'm having a lot of problems with my camera lately. It's actually really starting to wind me up. I'm definitely going to be looking at getting a new camera. But basically, I just primed my skin. And to prime my skin, I use the Allarnah Hydra Veil, because I'm not sure where this recording stopped recording. But I wanted to use like a hydrating primer that's also sticky and tacky, so that my foundation would really adhere to it and stay on my skin all day. And I love this primer. I also went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter just on the high points of my face. So like my cheekbones and like above my eyebrows, a little bit on my chin and on my nose, because that's just where I like to apply it. I'm so sorry, this has actually really done my head in. And then for foundation, I am using the Essence Fresh and Fit foundation, because I love how this looks on my skin when my skin isn't like breaking out a lot. This is like a medium coverage, so it's just really nice and kind of like natural looking, but you know, not natural at the same time. But I was saying, if I'm having a bad skin day, the foundation that I will go in with is my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless foundation, because this never fails me. It's got such good coverage, lasts really well on my skin. So yeah, sorry about that guys. I'm really hoping I can sort this camera situation out, because I can't keep doing this. It's really, really stressing me out. So now I'm just going to carry on applying my foundation. I'm so sorry guys, that is so annoying. I'm genuinely really sorry. I actually filmed a whole video the other day, like a makeup style video. And literally I sat down to edit it, and the same thing happened for the video that I filmed the other day. And I don't know why. Like, I started editing it, I was like halfway through editing it, and then literally just one of the clips that I'd filmed was just unusable, but then it made the whole video unusable, which was so annoying. I was so frustrated. I was like, why does this keep happening to me? I was so upset, like so upset. I love this Essence foundation, like, I really do. I love the way it looks on my skin. I love the way it lasts on my skin. I really do love it. I keep looking to make sure the camera's recording. I'll be so upset. Like, I will be so upset, honestly. Because I love the way my eyeshadow has gone today. And guarantee if I tried to do it again for a video, it would absolutely flop. What are your guys' plans for Valentine's Day, by the way? Are you having just a day to chill by yourself? Are you at work that day? Are you spending it with your partner or your friends? I'm not sure what I'm doing for Valentine's Day yet, but I'm sure it will be something fun. I don't think we will be doing anything on actual, like, Valentine's Day. We'll probably do something at the weekend instead, because, you know, work. Oh, I just love how easy this foundation is. And where it's like a medium coverage, it's you can still see the Charlotte Tilbury like glowing from underneath it, because obviously it's not full coverage. So I just love the way it looks. Just taking a tiny bit down my neck, just underneath like my chin, just so like you can't see like an obvious line of where the foundation starts and my skin starts. And then obviously it is Valentine's Day, so I want my makeup to just, you know, look as good as it possibly can. So I'm gonna just keep blending this foundation until I'm completely happy with it. Because, you know, you want to look flawless, really. It's Valentine's Day. And even if you're not doing like anything for Valentine's Day, just treat yourself and have, like, you know, let you do all the things that you love to do. Like, I love to do makeup, so I would probably sit and do my makeup anyway on Valentine's Day, because it makes me feel good and I love to play with makeup. So yeah. Okay, I'm really happy with how that's looking. So now I'm going to move on to bronzer, and this is cream bronzer, and the bronzer that I'm using is the Made by Mitchell Blushed Bronze in the shade Hollow there. It's like a cool tone bronzer, but it has like a little bit of a warmth to it, so it's perfect for me and my pale skin. This is like perfect. So this is 100% what I will be using, and the way I like to use these is I like to pop some of it on the back of my hand. I'm going to take probably a bit more than what I need, just so I don't have to keep going into the tub. But yeah, I just take some on the back of my hand, and then I get my brush, pat my brush in there and go in on my face, because I feel like that's just how it works best for me, rather than putting it straight on my face. I feel like this bronzer is going to be like one of my new favourite cream bronzers. I feel like I've took a little bit too much on this side of my face, but it's fine. I will be able to work it into my skin. But that's another thing as well. I feel like always take like less than what you need and build it up, because it's so much easier to build up than it is to take away. I feel like it's crazy how much, like, I know it's not just me, like there's loads of people now that have just absolutely fell in love with like cream bronzer, especially cream blush and like highlighter and stuff. That just, like, for me especially, like, even like, well no, not a year ago, but like 2 years ago, you would have never seen me putting extra cream products on my face, because I just felt like with my oily skin, it just was more makeup that was just gonna like disappear from my face throughout the day. I love cream products now. Like, I love them so much. They just make such a difference. I really want to get a hold of the Rare Beauty cream blushes. I think you can get them from Space NK. but I've seen so many good reviews on them that I just really want to try them. Okay, this side is looking a little bit harsh. I'll go over with my beauty blender in a minute and try and sort that out. But I'm happy with the way that that is looking. Cute. Okay, and then for blush, so the liquid blush that I'm going to be using is the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm in the shade Pink Gasm. I love this, and I do want my skin to look nice and glowy and just healthy, and this product does that for me. I love this product. I don't have to go in with a lot of this because it is kind of dark for my skin tone, but I just love how this looks on my skin. Mine, by the way, looks disgusting now because I've used it to death. So it's looking a little bit grotty, but we move. What are your guys' like current favourite liquid or cream blushers? I think my favourite one that I own, oh, let me just get comfy. I think the favourite one in my collection that I currently own is my Milk Makeup Stick Blush. I love that blush so much. I think it's in the shade Work, I think. And I got it in a glossy box, so I never would have picked that up had I not have got that in the glossy box. I do sometimes miss my glossy box subscription because, you know, there's just so many products that I found in there that I just never would have used had I not have had the glossy box. But the only thing I don't like about glossy box, how many times I just say glossy box, Jesus. It's just that there's a lot of like brands on there that you can't actually get in the UK, which is nice to try them, but then I can't really recommend them to anyone because you can't get them. So yeah, it's just a little bit annoying. And most of my subscribers and viewers are from the UK. So yeah, just taking what's left over on that brush on my chin just because I like how it looks on my chin, but not like as prominent as on my cheeks. I feel like I probably could have used a little bit more, but I always get scared to put a bit more of this blush on because then sometimes it just goes 0 to 100 real quick. So now it's time for concealer, and the concealer that I will be using for Valentine's Day is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away concealer. This just never fails me. It never creases under my eyes. It always looks really nice. It lasts a really long time. So yeah, this is 100% the concealer I will be using. I really struggle to open mine now because it's just so grotty in there that like it's just really hard to open. The only thing I don't like about this concealer, and I don't like to take a lot of concealer on my under eyes at all anymore. Like this is actually probably too much, to be honest. I'm just gonna get the brush that I used to carve out my eyebrows, just to go underneath the wing so that I don't mess that up with my sponge. Then I'm gonna pull the most attractive concealer face and just blend this out. Being super careful near that wing though. Just look how quickly that just like blended under my eyes. Like it took no seconds at all. I've actually seen a few like tips and tricks on how to stop like your concealer going like settling into your fine lines under your eyes, because like everybody has them. It's like perfectly normal, but I've seen like some new tips that I didn't know before that I really want to try. So I might actually have a new technique for my concealer soon, which could be fun. I always love learning new techniques with makeup. It just makes it feel all new. And then I'm going to go in with my powder on my Trigwell powder puff, and I'll show you the powder that I'm using in a minute, but I've already put it in the lid like a muppet. So yeah, but it is the Primark Blurred Out powder that I'm using, loose powder on my under eyes. I don't think you can actually purchase this anymore, but if you've got it, it's really good. But obviously I'm using a powder that I know works for me because I don't want my under eyes to crease. And then I'm going to take my puff and I'm going to first put the most of the product on the outer corner of my eye and then bring the rest in. Okay, that is a little bit too much powder. I don't usually take that much powder. because I have found that less is more on my under eyes. The more powder I put under there, the more there is to settle into my fine lines. So I'm just going to make sure I really press that into my skin. I really need to get the small Trigwell powder puffs for under eyes. But I'm glad I brought these. I do really, really like them. And then still using my Trigwell puff, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. I'm using this setting powder because I still think it sets my face like really, really nicely, and it, you know, keeps my makeup in place all day. But it also has that little bit of a sheen in the powder that just literally makes my skin still look glowy, even though like I've set it with powder. And then for setting spray, I'm going to be using a setting spray that never, ever, ever fails me. And that is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I love this stuff. It just really keeps my makeup set in place, makes my makeup last all day, and, you know, helps get rid of any kind of powdery look on my skin. So I'm going to drench myself in this. So now it's time for powder, bronzer, blush, and highlight, and that good stuff. So the powder bronzer that I'm going to be using like 100% is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. Now, ever since using this bronzer, I have absolutely loved it to death. It just never fails me. It always works. I never go too heavy-handed with it. I just love this bronzer. And it's the perfect tone for my skin tone. This is the one for lighter skin tones, but I think there's more shades. I'm pretty sure there is. I'll have to double check that actually, because I'm not 100% sure. But I would imagine there's more shades. Like having one shade of bronzer would be abysmal. And I'm obviously just going to take that wherever I took my cream bronzer earlier. I just don't have to be too careful with this bronzer, which is what I love. I hate when you get a bronzer that's too overly pigmented and, you know, you have to be really careful with it. This one's just nice and easy and just gets the job done. I've never used this brush for bronzer before. It's a Zoeva Cream Cheek brush. It's a 128. It's actually really nice for powder. I feel like this would be too flimsy for cream. I could be wrong though. I might try it one day. Don't know. But I'm really liking it for powder bronzer. I feel like I have such a mixture of like higher end products and like drugstore products in here, and that was like not even intentional. I've pretty much, in fact I've grabbed my favourite products from like every category. That is what I have done. So that goes to show that you don't always have to spend a fortune on makeup to like have good makeup products. Like some of my favourites are drugstore. Like the foundation I used, I chose the Essence one over the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I will choose the Essence one over the Charlotte Tilbury one if I'm having a good skin day. The Essence bronzer, I love, so this one's like a given that I will be using that on Valentine's Day. Yeah, so don't think you have to spend a fortune, guys, to get like good makeup products, because you really don't. The drugstore has some amazing makeup products. And then for blush, I'm using an oldie but a goodie. I'm going in with Milani Luminoso, just because this is going to bring back a little bit of glow to my skin, whatever I lost when I set my face with powder. I love this blush. I think I'll always love this blush. I have the old packaging because I've had mine for a while, but you know, it's powder. It doesn't break me out or anything like that, so it's fine. But I just love how this adds like a glow to my skin, but also obviously gives me that nice blushy look. And I go in with quite a fluffy brush because I just like to diffuse blush out quite a lot. And I have it like pretty much all over my face, so it just kind of helps. I wonder how many people still use Milani Luminoso. You'll have to let me know if you still have Milani Luminoso in your makeup collection. I'm actually intrigued. I like to have quite a lot of blush on my nose, but because this is like more shimmery, I'm going to go a little bit like lighter handed than I usually do. I actually love a blushed nose look. I love how it just makes you kind of look a little bit sunburnt. Not that you should want to be sunburnt, but I don't know, I love the sunburnt look. Just so pretty. Like, I already have a glow. Like, I wouldn't have to go in with highlighter if I didn't want to, but I want to because I love highlighter. I'm still a highlighter girl. And the highlighter that I'm going to go in with is the Nabla Skin Glazing highlighter in the shade Ozone. This is my newest highlighter in my collection. I got it for Christmas off of my sister and I've used it to death already. And this has like that pinky undertone to it as well, which is just going to, you know, link everything in together and, you know, make everything just look all seamless. But you do not need a lot of this highlighter at all. It just beams to the gods. You don't even have to try. Like, are you guys seeing that? Like, what? Oh, how could I not want to put this on my face? Like, I've pretty much used it every single time I've done my makeup since having this highlighter. I just love it. Do you know what? I haven't took highlighter on my Cupid's bow in a while, so I'm gonna put some on my Cupid's bow as well. Oh, just so pretty, man. Oh my god, I love that highlighter so much. And then I do just like to go in with my blusher brush with like no extra product on it, but I just like to kind of mesh the highlighter and the blusher together just so like you can't see where one starts and the other finishes. And with Milani Luminoso obviously being a shimmery blush, this is just like super easy to do. Like, I barely even gotta try. Ta-da! So I already did my brow bone highlighter earlier, but I'm just going to do my inner corner highlight now. And I'm just using the shade, I think it's Fairy Lights from the Soph and Revolution palette. I just love how this look has come together. Like, I feel so cute right now. So now I'm just going to quickly set my face again. I do this all the time anyway. Once I finish with all my powder products. Why has the sun just suddenly come out and it's blinding me? I always do this anyway, but especially for Valentine's Day, I obviously want this makeup to stay locked in place. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with mascara, and I've opted for a brown mascara. Now, granted, it's a deep brown mascara, so it is almost black, but I just thought it would be a little bit more like, not as harsh as a black mascara. Also, I'm actually going to have to pull my blind down a little bit because that sun is blinding me. I probably should have curled my eyelashes as well because that would have looked extra cute, but I forgot. So yeah, I'll try and remember on Valentine's Day though. I don't know if I even said the name of the mascara that I'm using. I'm using the e.l.f. Lash It Loud mascara, by the way. Don't think I actually mentioned it. Okay, sorry about the lighting changing. I literally couldn't see. I have a little bit of mascara that I need to clean up on my under eyes, but I'll sort that out once they have actually dried, so I can just flick it away. And I'm gonna go in with some stuff on the lips. I've opted for something very easy. I almost went for a red, but I just feel like red is messy. Valentine's Day is, you know, to celebrate love, so you might be doing some smooching. So I opted for something a little bit more easy and manageable. So I'm going for more of a nude lip. So I'm going to go in with a Primark lip liner. This is in the shade Biscuit. So I'm just going to line my lips with that. Okay, that might be the worst lip liner application I think I've ever done. But now I'm going to go in with lipstick, and I am going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in the shade Kiss. Very appropriate, I feel. And this lipstick is a bit more of a pinky toned nude, so I feel like it's going to tie in really nicely with the eyes. I feel like that looks cute. Adds a little bit of drama, you know? So this is the finished look. You'll have to let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. I'm really happy with it. I think it looks really, really nice. I just got my mirror again. I just love how glowy my skin is looking. I also still need to clean up the mascara under my eyes. So yeah, but I just love how this is looking. My skin just looks super glowy and super healthy. I love it. And the eyes just like, there's something going on, but it's not too much where it's like, Jesus, like, you really tried. But yeah, I just feel like everything just looks so nice. So I feel like this genuinely is gonna be my Valentine's Day makeup look, and it literally kind of came out exactly how I envisioned it. So Love that for me. So that is everything for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you're doing for Valentine's Day, because I would love to know whether that means you're just staying at home and chilling by yourself, or you're going out with friends, or you've got something planned with your partner. I would love to know what you're doing this Valentine's Day. Let me know if you guys like this look. I really, really like it, and I think Kane will really like it as well, because it's more like natural looking. He prefers more of like the natural side of makeup. When I do my makeup more natural, he usually gives me more compliments. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, because it really, really does help me out. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss when I post new videos every Monday and Saturday. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.